Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sisipo and thank you so much for joining me once again on this channel. If you are new here, please subscribe and don't forget to press the notification bell so that you can be notified each and every time I post a new video. I know I have been away for some time, but guess what? I am back and I'm happy to be back. And so today I am back with a brand new topic. As you can see by the title of this video, it's why I spent 6 years in varsity and came back with a 4-year degree. So it's about to get interesting, and I hope from what I share in this video that you could learn one thing or two that you could implement in your own life or that you could advise someone about. So let's get right into it. So I matriculated in 2009. I got a bachelor pass, meaning I could get into a varsity, and I had already applied at the University of Fort Hare and was provisionally accepted. So I went in, submitted my results in January 2010, and I got a call back, an SMS letting me know that I was accepted, that I would be pursuing my degree there. But the degree I had applied for was not the one I graduated for. It was Bachelor of Social Sciences. Now, when I applied for this degree in particular, I thought that I wanted to do psychology. So, because Fort Hare does not have Bachelor of Psychology, that was the closest thing I could get, because one of my majors would be psychology. So I took that course and I started that year. I went into class, and let me tell you now, I was not sure about this whole psychology thing, but because people were telling me, you know what, you give such good advice, you should be a psychologist and whatnot, and I thought it sounds fancy, so let me try it out. So I went into my first psychology lecture, and those of you who were at Fort Hare, the Psych 1 lecturer, the very first psych lecturer was Eugene. And he broke it down. He broke it down for us and let us know what this whole thing is all about, and if you want to be a psychologist, what it actually takes. So if you have watched my friend Asi's video, you will know what it takes to become a psychologist. You don't just go to school for 3 years and graduate with your Bachelor of Psychology and become a psychologist. No, it's not like that. So he broke it down. I suggest you go watch her video. She breaks it down, but I'm not going to get into that. So he broke it down, gave us the details. You do your 3 years, and then you do some more, and then you do some more. And I was like, no, I'm not here for that. I am not here for this. So I had already decided with my first lecture that actually psychology is not for me. So I thought, you know what, I'm here, so I might as well complete this year. And I was a bit frustrated, but I pursued my studies, and I passed my modules, my first year modules. And this year now I was not in res, as I had mentioned in another video that was about something totally different. So the following year I moved into res. This is now 2011. I moved into res, and whole new environment, getting new friends. But now the downside with this was the fact that I was not living in the res where most of the people that were doing what I was doing were in. Now, forgot to mention, I changed my courses. I changed my courses in 2011 to social work. Now, a cousin of mine had been on my case about social work. Why are you doing social sciences? You must do social work. Something that, at the end of your 4 years, you know that you are a social worker. You would know what you are studying towards, rather than studying social sciences where you don't really know where you want to end up. So I thought, let me take her up on this challenge. So that is what I did. So in 2011, I had changed courses, Fortunately, they allowed me to change courses, and then I moved into res. So two changes that were happening in my life at that particular time. So, and I was not now staying in the res where most social workers are staying. There were a few of us who were staying in this res who were doing social work. Now, if you are a social worker and have studied at Forte, you will know, like, the social workers at Forte, they like group up, you know, they study together, they do stuff together, and they attend all the lectures together. If it's English, they all attend English together. So it's like basically like that high school feel. So I was not a part of that. I was like isolated, doing my own thing, because you know I was not new in varsity, so I was not about to act like in you know. So I went on and on and on about my life, and I was kind of struggling like to get like friends in the class and whatnot. But you know what? It took its time, and I was doing okay even in my studies. But now, this is the year that my dad passed away. So naturally, I was not coping. And he passed away in the first semester, and still in the first term was when my dad passed away. So even then, as much as I was trying, but yeah, it was not very good. Some subjects some modules were good, but some were not. So when my dad passed away, it just spiraled down. However, I did manage to pass that year. I passed that year, but now at the end of that year, I had fallen pregnant. Yo, so much drama in my life. The following year, this is now 2012. 2012, I finally moved into the res where most social workers were, but now I'm already pregnant. So I did well in my first semester. I don't even want to lie. Like, I passed all my exams. I was like good. Like Ulive, like we were good, you know. But then I had my daughter during the holidays, during the winter holidays in July. I had my daughter, and I couldn't move back into res because I have a baby. So my mom was like, you're gonna have to be here, take care of your baby, go to school, come back. I had a nanny, but the nanny was like a day nanny, so she was not gonna sleep over. So I was expected to take care of my daughter. So that's what I did. I did not even complain. But now the mistake that I made was not asking my mom to go to res during the exam time. Yo, that was the most stressful time of my life. I cried literally every single night I had to study because my daughter would not sleep. She would not sleep. I went to school tired all the time, but funny thing is that I was never sleepy in class, but I was always very tired. So naturally, I did not do well in that second semester, and that meant that I failed my major. Now, failing your major, especially when you fail 2 8 credit modules of that major, meant that you cannot proceed to the following year. If I had failed 1 8 credit module, then I would be able to carry it over to the next year, but I couldn't. So I had to stay behind, and my friends went along to the following year. Now I had already had new friends in the class, you know, but man, this year they went on to third year, and I was stuck in second year. Now the following year, I could not do social work, so I had to, you know, the caretaker. Okay, fine, let me continue doing sociology and psychology third year. You know, usually in social work you take one of them, your sociology or your psychology. So I just took all two. And I went on, and then come second semester, I dropped one to focus on my social work, and then the following year, I continued the one that I had left, and that's why I then ended up with both sociology and psychology majors in third year. So in 2013, that was when I was playing catch up. I was like really playing catch up, and then in 2014, my friends, some of the people that I had started with were already now graduating. People that were doing their social work when I started my sociology, my social sciences. Actually, even the year before, those people that I was with in first year, they were graduating. Now 2014, another group was graduating. Those because I attended sociology and psychology with them, and some other modules, so I was like acquainted with a lot of them, and they were graduating. Come 2015, now that was my final year. I was already playing catch up. I was already, like, okay, Sisipo, you are doing this. You are going to go to the finish line. Doesn't matter what is happening, you are going to finish your degree. And my friends now, who I had made in my very first year of social work, were graduating in that year. And I was very happy for them. And I was really struggling. Even in that year, I know I got sick I think weeks before I wrote my final exam. Now our final exam in final year we write in June, and then the rest of the year we are busy with practical. So we are based at a center or an organization or department for that entire second semester. So I got sick. I got really, really sick, but by the grace of God, I managed to pass all my modules, and I didn't have to have any supplementary exam or anything. And I completed my degree that year. I went into practical, finished my practical, and did my research, because we did research as well in the final year. I did my research and I passed. When I got those results, guys, I could not believe it. But God had just been so gracious towards me, and I passed. I managed to get my degree, and I graduated in 2016. Now, if you do your maths, that is exactly 6 years that I spent in university. I spent 6 years obtaining a 4-year degree. Now, one of my mistakes that I want to highlight is the fact that I went into university not knowing what it is that I'm going to do there, which is something that is very dangerous. And I would love for any one of you who's young or has a young sibling or a daughter or a son who's going to go into university, make sure that they know exactly what it is that they want to do, and that it is not your choice, that it is their choice. It must be your own choice what it is that you want to study, so that even when you are falling back and forth and doing all those crazy things, you know that it was your idea and not someone else's idea, and you're not going to blame anyone else for it. Second thing that I did, okay, fine, I finally changed my degree and everything. Now, the falling pregnant. Now that it's completely on me. I would not blame anyone for it. It's completely on me. I just made the wrong choices at the right time, whatever, wrong time, but I just made wrong choices that led me there. I do not regret having a baby. She has changed my life, and I believe God allowed it to happen for a purpose. But the decisions that led me there were the biggest mistake that I had made, because I had intentionally just left all the values that I believed in and just pursued other things I was not supposed to be pursuing. And friends, guys, choose your friends wisely when you get into varsity. Choose your friends wisely. I know we always fight about this on social media, that and people are like, we're in the middle of a pandemic, where's the fun now? But I promise you guys, some things can wait for later. Some things can literally wait for later. Go into varsity knowing exactly what it is that you're going to do there and pursue that. Yes, you can have a social life. You're allowed to have a social life, but balance your stuff correctly. Balance it out properly. And I assure you, like, you are not gonna struggle. You are not gonna struggle much. And another thing I wanted to highlight, have a mentor and go to counseling. Go to counseling. Even if there's nothing wrong with you, go to counseling, guys. Go to counseling. I cannot stress this enough. Go to counseling. Career counseling, very important. And counseling, go see a therapist for your life. Like, going into varsity is change. It's a change of life, and it's not easy. So you have to have someone who's going to walk you through that. Have a mentor. If you're a spiritual person like me, have someone who's going to lead you in the right direction when it comes to your life in general, in your life spiritually. Someone who you're going to be accountable to. those are the things that I wish I had had. And the counseling, I wish I had taken more seriously. I did go, but didn't go well. I dropped out of it a couple of sessions into it. So I wish I had stuck to it. And I think I would have made better decisions concerning my life. But you know what? By the grace of God, I got my degree. I am now a qualified social worker. I have been for a couple of years now. And you know what? God always comes through, even when we make mistakes, even when we go off the rails. But God is always there to hold our hand. So even if you have made mistakes and dropped out of varsity, and you want to go back, because some people really don't want to go back, and that's fine. But if you want to go back, you can still go back and pursue that degree. I have friends who have gone back and pursued their degrees, and some of them are still there in varsity at my age. It is perfectly fine. And some of them are still have graduated. Some of them are even older. I have cousins that are even older that have now graduated and gotten their degrees at their old age. So it's never too late, guys. Never too late to pursue what you love, what you want to do. But yeah, I don't want to drag this any longer, and I just hope that you will get something from me sharing my experience with you. Until next time, bye for now.